Hey everybody. Lonnie was supposed to go live today, and for some reason she didn't. She said something on her wall about being extremely tired, but it had something to do with Asataur. I'm sorry, Asataur. Sorry, Asataur. I'm gonna wind up screwing up your name so much. It's not on purpose. I'm really sorry. But I had to know. I like Asataur. Now, I heard some stuff he did with Brown Skin Lady and turning her and other people against each other, and I was shocked he did that, but I honestly don't remember anything of what that was. Okay, I don't. But I was shocked today when there was talk of another pedophile in this sector, and it wasn't even another, it was a pedophile in this sector, and everybody's talking about Biz. Biz, 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 busy as a biz bee. And I'm thinking, you can't call Biz a pedophile for anything he may or may not have done. Excuse me, I had root beer today. Because if you're a pedophile, you're going after prepubescents. Okay? Kids, boys or girls who haven't gone through puberty. From what I know about the ages of both cases, the girls involved, they had gone through puberty. So, pedophile is not the word to use on Biz if he's guilty of anything. So, I started thinking, Asataur? They're calling Asataur a pedo now? They're throwing this word pedophile around so much. It's like when people say, I love you, they don't really love you, or I love this or that. Love has a deeper meaning, and they just throw it around like it's nothing. Like sex. Sex is nothing. Have sex with whoever you want. No, sex means something. I don't care what anybody says. My opinion, that is extremely personal, extremely intimate, and not something you just throw around willy nilly. Same thing with the word pedophile. And I'm like, no, it can't be Asiter. It can't. It can't be him. They say he's racist. I've heard him talk. I don't think he's racist. Just like I'm not racist. I don't understand how you can like any black people at all and still be racist. I like Lonnie. Yeah, she's black. I don't judge her for the color of her skin. I like Barbie girl Tina. I don't judge her cause she's mixed. I like Damn D. I don't judge him because he's black. I like Asiter, and I don't judge him cause he's white. I'm sorry, Asiter. I don't know what Armenian is, if that really is black or white. I'm just going by what I see. I like Tommy Sotomayor. I don't care he's black. I like Cece. I don't care she's black. I like Chicky. I don't care she's black. I like Dawn Dermody. I don't care she's white. Her husband seems really nice too. I've never seen him, but he sounds white. And I don't care if people say, well, that's racist. Yeah, tell it to Rick Astley, who we all thought was black. And then we were shocked to see some mayonnaise looking guy. You know, I like Julia Graham. I don't give a fuck she's black. I don't. Who else? Someone I haven't seen in a while, and I hope she's okay. I like Demia Lewis. She seems like a really nice kid, and I don't mean that offensively calling her a kid. I don't know what she is, and I don't care. I liked SJ until I heard the shit she was pulling with Damn D. And it's not because it's Damn D, it's just the fact of what she was saying. But I didn't give a fuck she was black. Earth Day. Oh my god, Earth Day gave me a free reading. Thank you so much, Earth Day. It came out who it was super quick. I like Earth Day. I don't give a fuck she's black. And before anyone starts, what I mean by I don't give a fuck these people are black or white or whatever, that's just part of who they are. That's part of their identity, but it's only part. I don't believe in everything is solely based on what you look like. Like Sis, I used to like him. And then he pulled what he pulled on me. Had nothing to do with the color of his skin. Yes, I called him a black MFer. Because he started saying shit about I need a boyfriend. Which translated to me, I need a good stiff one. Don't play with sex with me. I ain't no hooah. I wasn't with anybody for an entire year before my husband, and then once I met my husband, there was no one else. As for before that, I was dating one man, and that didn't work out. Okay? So don't play games and call me a fucking hooah, because I ain't no motherfucking hooah. As it stands right now, I love me. I don't want to be in a relationship. Being with my husband was so hard. It was hard. It should never be that hard. But he came with so much emotional baggage that I thought I could deal with, and I couldn't. So I just had to sit there and take all the shit he did in order to keep our family together. I'm never doing that again. I'm not. So I am with me, period. No, says that doesn't mean I'm masturbating, I'm this and that. Any kind of sexual shit was for my husband. I don't have my husband anymore. What the fuck do I need with any kind of sexual stimulation? I don't. Hard to believe because, especially in this sector, most of the people are highly oversexed. I don't care. That's me. But yeah, I'm hearing about this pedophile, a new pedophile, or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, because I think it was Cece who said it's not Biz. Well, who is it? We know TJ, Candyman, has pedophilic thoughts. Kevlo, he kept changing the age of that girl from 13 to whatever, or 15 to whatever. Biz, nothing Biz was accused of is pedophilic. So I found this video. I don't even know where I was looking or what I was looking for, but I'm like, let me listen to it. I listened to some of it and I want to react to it. And Asataur told me a while ago I could react to his videos. So there shouldn't be any pushback or anything on it. So let's go.
There's a gentleman. welcome to a special Tuesday afternoon edition of what's this show called? I don't even know. State Drunk Killer. What's going on, everybody? What's good? Come on in here, y'all. I gotta put you up here for a second. I gotta take my medicine. What's going on? Yo, we got breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news. Yeah, yeah. What's good? Oh shit. What's up, everybody? Asses in the building. Come on in here, hit the like button. Hit the like. Don't be scared talking to chat. Talk to me. What's going on? As per usual, I got some shit to say. Yes, yes, yes. Look at my title. Word on the street is bees. Word on the street is Sis robbed me, y'all. What's going on? Worldwide? My boy Worldwide is in the motherfucking building. Hit the like, y'all. Like, what is Ash talking about? This Sis robbed me? I keep hearing how I got.
Yeah, Asataur, I'm the same way. I keep screwing up Biz and Sizz all the time. All the time. And no, it's not that I can't differentiate between a black guy and a white guy. I'm sorry, Biz, you look white. I don't know that you are or you're not, but I'm just saying, I can differentiate. It's just that the names sound so similar.
Robbed or something. I'm gonna explain. Did that rabbit with the rabies rob ass? What happened?
Rabbit with the wavies.
Inquiring minds want to know. Is Ass gonna apologize to Gotti? I've been done that. It's called integrity, y'all. That's the word on the street. Worldwide. Worldwide, the word on the street is I got robbed by C's. I'm trying to figure out how I got motherfuckers robbing me virtually, bruh.
As far as Southern Gotti goes, I know she's a woman. I don't know if she's white. I don't know if she's black. I don't know if she's Asian. I don't know. I just know Southern Gotti is a woman, and I was surprised at that because I thought, the name Southern Gotti was a guy. Now, how did Assater get robbed by Sis? Let's find out.
Damn, C's with the rabbit with the rabies, bruh. You robbing me? Clara, come out, wherever you are. We got her, y'all. We got that crazy bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, unlike everybody else, right?
I'm not going to lie. Clara's never done anything to me. She seems really nice. I don't know if she's black, white, Asian. I don't know. I've never seen a picture of her. Quite frankly, again, I don't care. I like her. She seems really cool. Oh, you know, yeah, she's doxed people. Thank you so much, Clara, for never doxing me. But then again, if anyone did dox me, what are you going to find out? I've never been arrested. You know, everything I've said about myself is true. So I don't know what she could find out about me. But thank you so much, Clara, for never doing that. And I do still say, Clara, if they don't have your real name or anything about you, because a Google number, anyone can get a Google number. It doesn't mean they have your home phone number. And Clara, please stay, in a sense, hidden for as long as you can. Because look what happened. They're going after who they think is your sisters. You know, Kevlo said something about there was a guy, Tony, which I don't know was a guy or a girl. I'm assuming it's a guy. He's not interested in going after guys. He's going after women. And as we've seen, little girls are not off his radar. So, as much as you can, Clara, just I hope they never find out who you are. There are a bunch of animals in this sector. And no, that's not because they're black. Look at DJ Cleveland. He said somewhere, I forget where, I just saw it, that Asataur is my boyfriend. Asataur couldn't put up with my shit as a boyfriend. So again, Clara, please just stay hidden as much as you can. And as for Asataur being my boyfriend, I don't think he could put up with my bullshit. I mean, dating or whatever, I'd be really easy. If he said to me, "Hey, El, where do you want to go?" Oh, Chinese, White Castle, Burger King, Taco Bell. You don't have to take me to some fancy schmancy place that is going to serve lobster at $100 a plate. No, 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 no. And I am so happy with just watching a movie. We don't have to go out. You may like going out. I don't like going out. Sex would be a problem because I was too, even with my husband, too not freaky, which my husband wished I was. I was too maybe the word's conservative. The lights had to be out. You couldn't make any noise. I don't know how the man put up with me for as long as he did. And yeah, it was hard dealing with him, but I wasn't free with sex. And when you're in a committed relationship, you're supposed to be free with sex. I wasn't. I was very closed off. I was taught all my life before meeting my husband, you're a hooah if you enjoy sex. So that was a big obstacle. And if Asiter was my boyfriend, I don't think he'd put up with that. Guys like sex. And when someone isn't willing to really do it, or has all these rules of no noise, no talking, no lights, no this, no that, if there are certain bodily noises, I got to get up and take a bath. That squishy squishy sound, I don't like that. I can't stand it. No, no, no noise whatsoever. Just the sound of the air around you is enough. So again, on that level, I don't think Asher could put up with me. But no, DJ Cleveland, he is not my boyfriend.
I've been. You don't gotta ask me if I feel I did somebody wrong. You don't gotta ask. First of all, if you gotta ask for an apology, that's not real an apology. Damn New Yorkers, they got me, bro. If you,
Ho, Asher, I'm a New Yorker. And I have to agree with you. If I have to ask you for an apology, it ain't no fucking apology. You have to realize on your own when you've done something wrong. Now, I did apologize at one point to Queenie, Keep the Change and Trace Spectives for calling them cunts. Or was it just Trace Spectives? Ms. Eve said that it was wrong to call them that, and I'm like, okay, whatever. That was a bit extreme, even though they were going above and beyond an extreme. I apologized. I meant it. I knew it was going to be said to shove it up my ass. Okay, fine. I take it back. Fuck you. You proved me right anyway. But yeah, don't apologize to me if you don't mean it. I don't want a half assed apology. It's like I apologized to Lonnie about Fax. I thought Fax just had a big mouth like my husband. He wasn't ever going to do anything. You know, he did put out that revenge tape on her, but she was cozying up to him in order to get information out of him. And I thought, okay, she's fine with it. She's okay with it. Whatever. It's still no excuse. Whenever he got to talking about Lonnie too much in a bad way, I would leave his chat. If he didn't listen to me saying, come on, Fax, stop. When he was talking about Supernova and Tamika's kids, I left the chat. I couldn't take it. They were all going back and forth. I didn't think he should do that, but I just left the chat. And my apology to Lonnie was and is sincere. But if it wasn't sincere, I wouldn't have given it. And I agree with you on that, Asataur. If you have to ask for an apology, it doesn't mean anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have to ask for an apology, that's not an apology. Never in my life did I want to ask for an apology. You gotta apologize to me. If a motherfucker feels like I don't want to force anyone into apologizing, shit, right? Um, Feeling remorseful is a self a fiction. Worldwide right now cannot make me feel remorseful. No matter what the fuck he says, I'm not gonna feel a certain way. I have to come to that conclusion myself. So I've been these days are all bunched in. I can't remember when it was, but I don't have that many lives. If you go through my lives, you'll see a live where I apologize. My live says, quote, I just spoke to Gil and he told me he told me that Gotti's not Clara Booker. I've been told you all that. Now, Gil didn't tell me who it was. Maybe Suge knew the whole time. Well, I'm gonna get into it. Y'all. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes while I take my medicine. Let people come in. I know it's been a minute. I know I have these live set up that I haven't done. I'm working on it. Just bear with me. Also, the sector's changing quick. At first, I didn't want to take the attention. I didn't want to take the attention off of Biz and what the sector is trying to do to him, right? Trying to show him for who he is. And now it's Clara's turn, aka Yaya. Damn, Yaya. Oh shit. The plot thickens. All right, well, which one should I touch on first? Which one should I touch on first? Talk about me getting robbed? Well, why should I talk about me getting robbed? Potentially? Damn, Sis robbed me, y'all. All right, I'll just talk on Sis, y'all. So, ladies and gentlemen, about a week ago or so, I show up in Siz's chat. I made a comment, and your boy got blocked. You make not blocked, but timed out. You make a comment, then you make another comment. If you've ever been timed out, okay, the robbery, here we go. If you've ever been timed out, you know what it is. You'll make a comment, it'll go through. The next time you comment in the chat, it'll say something like, the channel holder or a moderator has timed you out. It don't say like how long. By the way, YouTube, you should change that feature. You should tell the motherfucker 600 seconds, 86,000 seconds. But that's besides the point. So I got blocked. I got timed out. The I don't fuck with Sid, but the content was about Mondo and how he kept business paperwork. So you know I'm gonna be there. You know I'm gonna be there. You gotta find out what the fuck's going on with Mondo. So that was that day. Then I don't know if it's the next day, but the next time Sis went live, I was in that bitch, and I made a comment. Again, I got timed out. I got timed out. So I cash app, yes, ladies and gentlemen, ass does send people some money. My broke ass is able to muster up some money once in a while, and I'm able to send some money, y'all. You used to tell me what? You used to tell me what, bro? Anyways, so I sent the dude a cash app, $5 cash app, saying, yo, motherfuckers is timing me out, letting him know, right? He came back in the chat saying, if you become green, people won't time you out.
Sis, you fucking scumbag. You're forcing people to pay in order to talk in your chat? God. Well, you know what? Fuck everybody. If they're willing to do it, it's on them. But you are such a scumbag for that.
And then he gave me a shout out. Shout out for the cash app. That's it, y'all. Worldwide. That was it, bro. Apparently, according to Pedo protecting Greg, according to Fat Greg, according to the Yag Greg, I got robbed by B. I mean by.
Yo, fuck Greg. I'm sick and tired of Greg's bullshit. Fucking micro dick motherfucker. I'm racist because I go off on the black people who go off on me. Or I comment on a news story that might happen to be about black people or whatever. Yo, fuck you. Big Greg overcompensating something with your name. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I fucking go into Armando's chat. I don't start shit with Armando. Yeah, I said 27 Darren doesn't listen, and she fucking doesn't. You will not speak on any black women in here. Fuck you. And going off on Kevlo, look what he did. So yeah, Big Greg can go fuck himself.
Seas. There you go, y'all. You're gonna be like, that was the worst story ever. I know, but according to a retard named Big Greg, yeah, Greg, Sis robbed me, y'all. No, out of my own will. I went to my own cash app. I had to find Sis's fucking thing. Cash app. I put $5 and I sent it to the dude, and I made a comment, but apparently I got robbed.
That ain't getting
Oh,
wrong.
for real? No more worldwide. It didn't tell me shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. I got timed out in Sis's chat. I just want to let him know, yo, your people's is timing me out, like timing people out. He let it be known that his people got free reign, and that if I was green, I wouldn't get timed out. That's his way, I guess. Sis is running a scam over there. Yo, what's the scam? If you type in the chat, they time you out until you buy a membership. And you gotta do what you gotta do to make the money. I'm not buying a membership. I'm
Nope.
not. Nor, I mean, most of these chats, all I gotta do is just being there. You get a free membership. I even took that shit out. I don't want to be a member of none of your motherfuckers chats. All you motherfuckers are sick.
Yep.
I can in one hand name the normal people in this sector that I found. In one fucking hand. About nine. I once asked Toothless Tiger, God rest her soul. I said, Toothless, what's the percentage of people you think has mental issues in this chat, right?
99.9.
Now understand this. We in this chat too. So you can say, yo, you got mental issues too. I can't argue with that. But you can't. I'm not about to sit here and prove I don't. Well, you guys can think what you want. So we were talking. I asked Toothless, "Yo, Toothless, what's the percentage of people you think in here has like issues, mental issues?" She asked me, "Well, before I give my answer, what do you think?" I said about 75%. Toothless started laughing. I thought like I'm crazy or something. I thought I overshot my wad. She goes 99%.
There
I
you
believe
go.
her.
There you go. Toothless Tiger is right on the money.
Me too, bro. I believe her, bro. I believe her now. I believe her. Simply because of the revelations that have came out and and how people act. Everything in this look, I don't know why YouTube would be different. Everything in the United States society right now is teams. Everything's on teams. We're on the verge, and I'm not exaggerating. We're on the verge of a civil war in this country, right?
Asataur, I had a doctor that came to the house once. I remember his name, and I remember he was missing a thumb. He was Jewish. He said he was going back to Israel. And I said to him, "Oh, that's nice. You're going back to where your family is. You're going to a new country. Must be exciting." He said, "No, I'm leaving because there's going to be a race war starting, and I'm not going to be involved in it," which is the same thing as a civil war. My father told me years and years and years ago there was going to be a race war, and I was going to have to pick a side. Either I was going to be on the white side or the black side. I thought he was full of shit, and I said, "I'm going to be on my family's side if that ever does happen. My family is my family, and that's it." But it really does look like this is what everybody wants. And it's really a shame. We don't have to go through that. White people fought alongside black people to get them freed from slavery. That's who human beings really are, I believe. Yeah, we do have a lot of tendencies of being animalistic and going after each other and whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But at the core, I really do believe we should be united in some way because we are human. A lot of people don't want it. I see it in this sector. Just for the fact it's a sector, people are separating. When white people want to separate, it's called white flight and racism. When black people do it, it's a good thing. No, 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 no. Fuck you. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter the color of your skin or whatever. And yeah, if someone calls me a white bitch, you better believe I'm going to call them a black bitch. With equality, you take the good with the bad. But being equal is so much better than what's been going on.
I don't know how politics became teams. I'm on team blue. Fuck team red. I'm on team red. Doesn't it sound like gang banging and shit? Yeah, I'm from LA, y'all. When you motherfuckers say blue and red and fuck one or the other, you know where my mind goes. The Crips and the Bloods. So they done turn politicians, right? They use regular people. I'm not talking politics right now. This is just tied to my shit. They use regular people like, yeah, like you and I to push their agenda. They'll get us fighting each
Yes,
other
yes.
while they're in the back laughing at us.
100% true, Asseter. And I don't like what you're saying about Lonnie. It could be possible Lonnie doesn't know you made that apology. I don't know if there was a fight between you two. Honest to God, no clue. And I really did think you were cool with each other. But yeah, it could just be highly possible she didn't know about that video because not everyone can watch every single thing out there.
To me, there is no difference between a dude with a red R in front of his name or a dude with a D. It's the same white dude that go in the same room that get together and make our life fucked up, and then they laugh at us.
Yeah,
That's how I feel. It's zero difference. There are the same amount of KKK members in the Democratic Party than they are in the Republican Party.
I
They just know
agree.
how to hide,
Yeah.
and then they're still hiding in the Democratic Party. But right now, with the MAGA movement, it's okay. It's okay to be openly racist for if you're MAGA.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I am not part of the MAGA movement, and I will never wear that hat. Period. I just won't. But there has been a thing of conservatives and Christians taking a lot of shit. Whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're Asian, it has been a lot. And it is high time that shit stop. I don't think it's a way to be racist, but I do think it's a way to start standing up for yourself, for your beliefs, for not having to be oppressed by people who swear up and down you're oppressing them. The elites, government, they oppress us all. They don't give a fuck if we're black or white. Joe Biden was on what do you call it? On video saying you think you have trouble with the blacks, you bring these Hispanics and you're going to have a lot more problems. And that's quoting him. His best friend was the head of the KKK. Who started the KKK? The Democrats. Who started Jim Crow? The Democrats. Who started unemployment and Social Security in order to be a big old piggy banks for everybody to dip their hands into? The Democrats. You go back in history, you could see a lot of Democratic shit. And it was a Democratic president, I don't remember his name, but he said, I'll have black people voting Democrat for the next 300 years. But if you have someone who, even if it's for their own personal bullshit, is doing good for the people of America, let the asshole do it. If we benefit, let him do it. But no, I do not think that's a way for people to be openly racist. People were openly racist before, especially black people, Asataur. Just look at this sector. They're calling TJ Brown a gorilla. That's considered to be racist. Will T told me once I was acting light skinned. That's racist. Black people are the biggest racists out there. They are openly racist. They don't care that they're racist. MAGA is not a way to bring the white racists out. It's a way to be who you are and not be ashamed of it. Do I think people take advantage of it? Oh, yeah. Do I like it? No. But MAGA is not a way for people to be openly racist. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that.
But them Democrats who are racist, and I promise you they exist. They
Yep.
didn't just go away.
Nope.
They're just hiding. But that's besides the point. So in this country, everything's about teams. I'm on this team. And no matter what proven about your team, you gotta defend it to the death of you. Ladies and gentlemen, if it comes out that so and so is on the
Okay, I had to louder the volume. I didn't know if it was going to show up on the recording. And no, the only time you have to vote for your team is in the primaries, Asataur. I'm about to mail in my ballot. I voted for some Democrats. Now, they were the only choices. But if Tulsi Gabbard was running here for anything, I would have voted for her. And at that time, I didn't know she converted over to be a Republican or changed her party or whatever it's called. There's another Republican, a guy. I don't know his name, but he has a brain. If they have a brain, I have no problem voting for them, even if they are Democrat. Okay? Hillary, crooked from the word go. She married her cousin Bill. She set up a lot of the, I don't know what you would call them, appointments to that island where allegedly all the pedophilic shit was going on with the elites. Okay? The only reason Trump won that first presidency is everyone thought he was a joke and nobody was going to vote for him. Surprise, surprise, people were tired the way Democrats were doing shit. That's why the election was rigged when it was Trump and Biden. See, Asseter, like you just went off on Lonnie, calling her a bitch because she said this, that, and whatever. That's how white people and conservatives have felt for the past few years. If you wear a MAGA hat till this day, you can get the shit bet out of you. But if you wear a Black Lives Matters thing, which is the black equivalent to the KKK, no, that's okay. That's just black people expressing themselves. No, it's not okay. Black Lives Matter was set up by the Democrats to fleece black people, and they did a hell of a job of it. So, no, I don't agree with you on that.
Epstein file, fuck him too. Fuck him too. So again, you're either on you in this country, we're on teams, right? We support our sports teams. We have turned politics into sports. Same thing in YouTube. Nothing has changed. If you like somebody, you are willing. Fuck, look the other way. You will participate in their fuckery, even though their fuckery might involve hurting innocent people.
I can't lie. I have sat there and watched Lonnie drive drunk, you could you can see in her she shouldn't be driving. And I sit there and I get a little panicky she's going to get hurt. I don't go and call the cops and say, "Look, so and so is driving drunk home from a bar. I have her address. Here is her address. She's on YouTube Live doing it right now." I feel like she's a grown woman. She makes her own choices, and if those choices have dire consequences, she's woman enough to handle it. But there are other people who are like Regina with facts. That's a really big difference, Assater. Really, really big, huge difference. Just like the people who are going off on Biz, he's a pedophile, he's a pedophile, he's a pedophile. Facts actually hurt a little girl. He left bite marks on her, broke her skin. Biz is nothing like that. From all that we know right now, he's nothing like that. Now, again, Armando Black is getting more paperwork. Maybe the paperwork will say something different and we'll be like, "Yo, fuck you, Biz, you piece of shit." But we don't know until that happens. We're only going by what we know right now. Yeah, he was on the sex registry. Damn D looked shit up. You can be put on the sex registry for a simple hug. You could be put on a sex registry for urinating in public. It used to be a thing. If guys had to go pee really, really bad, they would go to the park, go up against a tree, go up against a building. They would try to conceal themselves as much as possible and do it. Nowadays, you can go on the sexual offense registry for that. But where Biz is concerned, we're not going to know until all that paperwork comes out. But I didn't see anyone really doing any kind of videos on facts. They were all concentrating on Biz. Well, why don't they concentrate on Kevlo? Kevlo is like Brother Polite. Go look it up. TJ Brown, Candyman, sounded awful happy when he was talking about Ears' niece, and he's saying, "Well, I know when she was 12 years old, she was sucking dick and this and that. Ha ha ha." He sounded so happy thinking about it. Thinking about a 12-year-old doing that? Not all 12-year-olds have their periods, so that is pedophilic thoughts. Would he have done something to a 12-year-old? The age of that girl with Kevlo, I've heard 13 and 15. Well, what about Supa? Grooming a 15-year-old boy? Years. And what he did to those girls in that family. People are more concerned about Biz. There's a big difference, Assater. A really big difference.
Better yet, if you dislike somebody. Because most of these people, they dislike the person more than they like a person. What do I mean by that? Um, so for example, I wasn't in. I'll bring it to myself so you know. I wasn't in Siz's chat because I like Sizz. I was Siz's chat because I dislike Mondo because I dislike Sizz. Right? I hope that makes sense to you. I dislike Mondo so much.
Yeah, it makes sense. People do that all the time. They do. I can't say you're wrong on that.
That I will go to a chat of a Sizz who I don't like either because that person is talking about a person who I don't like even more. Where I cut, where I draw the line is any kind of predatorial behavior. The second it came out, first of all, I never fuck with bees, right? I was fucking with Suge, and in Suge's chat, bees was public enemy number one. When Suge brought up information on bees, but that was the end of that. I never fuck with bees at all. But there are people here who did and continue to do after it was proven that he was on. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not need to know. If you're my best friend, you're my brother. I know you in real life. I might need to hear your explanation. We're online. I don't need to hear why a very weird sounding, which look white boy looking dude is on the sex registry for over 17 years. I don't need his explanation. All I need, this is YouTube. This is YouTube. I can just shun the person, block him, move on. Don't go to his channel. Bam. Get him out of.
True. True. You don't have to go
Fuck
to
out of here.
Biz. Whoops, sorry. You don't have to go to Biz's chat. You don't. I can't fault you on that. You don't like what you heard. You stay away from him. No, nothing. You are well within your rights to do so.
I understand why a guy like C's would want to hear his explanation. They had a prior relationship offline. I'm not that dude. I didn't need business explanation. All I need to know, if I'm talking to my friend Kevin, and Kevin tells me this dude that we both know is on the sex registry list, I do not need to know nothing else. I don't need to know their explanation. I will simply distance myself from that person, whether they get off the list or not. The point was that they were on it to begin with. In this sector, that doesn't apply because this is how people look at it. If you shun bees, right, and he's moderated with KB in a word.
Asataur, please stop. Everybody, please stop. The world does not begin and end with Kwame Brown. I heard Kwame Brown say yesterday he doesn't identify as a celebrity. Yo, fuck that shit. He is. He is a celebrity. He may not be the A list. He may not be what's popular right now, but he is a celebrity and he is a millionaire, and everybody wants to leech off of him. They want to be attached to him. I really don't understand why. I love John Bon Jovi. I love Reba McEntire. I love Idris Alba. I'm not going to try to connect myself with them just because they're stars and they're millionaires. But people in this sector do. And I really don't give a fuck about shit. Except why does everything have to lead back to this man? He isn't everything. Kwame Brown isn't the be all and end all of the world. I happen to think a lot of these people are sick in the fucking head for that shit. I also think a lot of people are like Queen Regina, who want some of his money, who feels like they're entitled to it and they're not. But come on, people need to stop with all the shit. Oh, it's connected to KB.
About Wade, you're also talking shit about KB. Um, you can like KB without liking his predator moderator. You guys understand that, right? Just like you can like KB and still think TJ is a fuck boy. And I'm not saying he is, by the way. I'm saying you could. It doesn't have to be all for one and one for all. You can like me, and you can not like my association with somebody.
I agree with that too. I like Lonnie. I don't agree with her association with Arabia, with Moonlight. You know, neither one of them give a fuck about her. And we've already seen more than once Arabia turn on her. We've seen Moonlight turn on her. But she wants to associate with them. I'm not going to tell her who she can and cannot talk to. I'm not her mother, and even if I was, she's 40 what? She's how old? I can't do that. I wouldn't even try. Ah, shit.
You can dislike me and and think that I said something right, and that doesn't make you like me. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story worldwide. I got timed out in business. I mean, in business. I got timed out in Siz's chat. I sent Sis a $5 cash app, letting Sis know that motherfuckers are sensitive and timing me out. Sis let me know that if I didn't,
They're not sensitive. Considering Sis knows what's going on, he told them to fucking do that because he wants money. He is fleecing his supporters. He is forcing them to be green in order to talk in his chat. That's a scumbag motherfucker.
want to get timed out, I should go green. That was the it, y'all. But I got robbed. Robbing somebody.
And I don't see how you got robbed. You got timed out. How else are you supposed to get to Sis? You cash app him with a little message. You didn't get robbed. You made the choice to do that. No one told you you had to do that in order to get unblocked or untimed out. And I do agree with you. There should be something to tell you how long you're timed out for. That should happen. How Sis would have stolen from you is if you actually paid for that membership just to talk in his bullshit chat.
Is saying, hey, send me a cash app and I'll unblock you and I'll time you. And then I send them a cash app and they don't do it. Then you can say I got robbed. Basically, I sent Sis $5.
That too. Yeah, that too. But you didn't get robbed. And what was it? Micro Dick Greg said that? He's another pussified motherfucker. Fuck him.
For the entertainment he provided me for the last whatever 2 weeks or so, as he's been talking about business paperwork and Mondo and how he hid the paperwork. What's different, Greg? Yeah, Greg. What's different about you donating to TY to talk shit? What's different, bro?
See, Greg is another fucking hypocrite.
So that if you're wondering the reason or why I ignored it. I thought it was funny. Big Greg thinks he got some kind of revelation. Ooh, you got robbed. Why don't you address everyone? The sector deserves to know that Sis robbed you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. I got timed out in Sis's chat. I sent him a $5 cash app, letting him know that he had moderators timing motherfuckers out for just simply contributing in the chat. He let me know that he was cool with that his moderators had free reign, and that if I didn't want to get timed out, I should go green. And that's it, y'all. That's the robbery story. There you go, Yag, Greg. I hope you can sleep at night. All right, now moving on to Clara. Clara, aka Yaya. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm one of the first people to try to attempt to guess who this Clara Booker person was, right? My reasoning as why I thought it was Gotti revert around Skinny, right? My question was this: if the Clara Booker page is here,
Yeah, and you were wrong. You apologized. You did it on video. Lonnie probably just didn't see it. Like I said, nobody sees every single video that's done. It it's completely impossible. And if the title wasn't something that interested her, I don't think she would click on it. I think a lot of people are like that. If the title doesn't interest them, they just move on. I think that's probably what happened. And I think yous can move on from this. I hope yous can. But I think this is a simple thing that was escalated. And I just hope it can be de escalated.
self-admittingly, right? By the way, that was fake. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give you the explanation. If the Clara Booker page was here, self-admittingly, going after everyone who was going after KB, then why was Skinny left alone? Right? That's the question no one could answer me. I asked everybody, and no one could answer me. Since no one could answer me, my initial reaction was, it's got to be Gotti. Why is it Gotti? Gotti is from Georgia. It's from Brunswick. Gotti knows inside information on KB, Kevlo, and all this stuff. And the person seemed like they knew a lot of inside information, right? I also had people in the back end who who also thought it was Gotti, and they had like text proof, like the person typed the same. So I went with it. I was wrong. As a man that I am, um I didn't need uh what's her name? Lonnie to tell me to apologize. First of all, Lonnie, the last person that should tell anyone to apologize is you. Bitch. And I said bitch, you make the wildest fucking claims, including that you had proof I was racist. You had proof that I was saying this, and then you came.
Oh God, Asataur. Again, like Lonnie says, you and her are arguing right now. Arguing is fighting. I can't tell either of you how to fight. But oh God. And yeah, when she does realize she's wrong, like with this supernova piece of shit bitch, she corrects herself. She corrects herself on her wall. And if people don't see it, oh well, she corrected it. She doesn't have to make a video. She doesn't have to correct herself. She doesn't have to say anything. She can just move on. Now, I don't know how many other instances there was of her being wrong. I don't know. But at least with that one instance, I know she did correct herself. And she did it on her own. Like you say, as a man, she did it as a woman.
Like, well, that wasn't him. That was L. He was above. So Lani makes a lot of outrageously stupid ass statements that she apparently never apologizes for. But me, I didn't need Lani to tell me that I needed to apologize or anyone. When I spoke to Gil, and Gil let me know that it wasn't Gotti and how he couldn't tell me who it was because Gil knows how upset I was and still am about this Yaya bitch. I went live right away. As soon as I hung out with Gil, and I let y'all know, yo, I would love to tell you who she is. I don't know who she is, but I can tell you that it's not Gotti. And I can say that because Gil would have zero reason to lie to me. Zero reason. So, as a man, I came up here and I apologized. No, I didn't.
And as a woman, Lonnie went on her wall and corrected shit. Even Steven, she's probably not sorry because of the way Supernova went off on her, attacking her, throwing facts up in her face. People like using facts as a weapon against her. But just like everybody else, Lonnie didn't know shit. And that's something I think people seem to forget. There is no way Lonnie would know, yeah, he's a pedophile creep, and still go with him. She did what she had to do to get the info to expose him, but that was it. She was hurt by him. She was his victim. Queen Regina sent him after Lonnie. Nobody wants to say that shit. They just want to blame her for everything.
Pretend like I knew who it was. I told y'all. Well, Gil told me he wasn't going to tell me. He has something in the works. Now, you can assume if Gil knew, right, that means Suge knew. Now, did Suge tell Gil or did Gil tell Suge? I don't know. And I don't care. That's not the moral of the story. That does not change the story. That does not change the story. And I don't care who told who. I don't know who came up with it, with whom. But so this is why I thought Clara Booker account was Gotti, because it left Skinny alone. The biggest violator of Kwame Brown and his family has been Skinny.
Wrong. That I have to disagree with you on, Asataur. I mean, yeah, Skinny did say something about pissing on his mother's grave. He didn't do it. But I think Regina is by far worse than Skinny. She's using members of Kwame Brown's own family to go after him because she wants a piece of his money and feels like she deserves it. So, I think you're wrong on that one.
I already did this, dumb fucker. I already did that. I didn't slander shit. Ladies and gentlemen, um, Miss 504 said that was Cachet voice. I don't know Cachet voice. I just knew that it was in Gotti. I know Gotti voice, very unique.
Miss 504 is another Elizabeth, illiterate junkie fucker in this section. Watch, one day she's gonna pop up with, I was saying bad things about her deceased son. I've never said anything about him. I don't know anything about him. I don't want to know anything about him. Let the kid rest in peace. But one day she's gonna open up her mouth and say I said something. So fuck that bitch.
That other shit, that Cache, M Soul. I'm not apologizing to D Santana. D Santana told what's her name? Damn, I forgot her name. Soulfly, that channel used to be him. So fuck D Santana. And by the way, that's a real life child predator right there. And you guys let get away with. D Santana.
D Santana. That's a new name. I remember you said something about him in this video. Because I think I made it up to this part. Like Kevlo, he's gonna pull if the legal age is 16, he did nothing wrong in fucking her or even getting her pregnant. But that beating the shit out of her and leaving her on the highway in the desert, yeah, scumbag.
A 25-year-old D Santana got a 16-year-old pregnant. A 28-year-old D Santana got the same 16-year-old pregnant. Now she was 18 now. And pregnant again. And the sick motherfucker drives trucks cross country. And he physically beat her and threw her off the truck and left her pregnant in the middle of
Well, that's a scumbag. She's pregnant with your child. And I understand when women are pregnant, we could be so bad. So bad. But you don't beat the shit out of her. She's pregnant, you could hurt the baby. Okay? Number one. Number two, you don't leave her out on a highway, desert highway, somewhere that's not her home. How is she supposed to get the fuck home? Anything can happen to her and the baby.
a
Douchebag.
desert. So again, that's why I thought that it was Gotti. Now that we found out who she is and where she came from the conscious community. This bitch has a problem with then what the hell was his name? Suge, my bad. With Suge and Suge alone, ladies and gentlemen. So hear me out. The KB was a cover story. This hoe don't give a fuck about no KB. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, she doesn't care about KB, but why is she a hoe, Asataur? Asataur, why is she a hoe? Did she dox you and you're mad? I'm asking questions. I'm not starting with you. I've only heard things about Clara, about her doxing everybody and everybody being afraid of her. And I've only heard of this stuff. And yes, I'm afraid of her too. But, what happened? How is she a hoe?
Clara Booker did not come here to defend KB. That was a front. That was a front to throw us off. The people she went after are the people who rocked or who rock with Suge, right?
Do you like Suge and don't like the idea she went after him? Again, Asataur, I'm just asking. I don't know. But is that why you're mad at her? And you're calling her a hoe for that?
Mom boss in Suge's chat, moderator. I met Suge in person. We hung out several times.
Okay.
Smoked one on camera.
There's my answer. Okay. So you're calling her a hoe because she was going, but Suge knew who she was. So any dealings he had with her, he knew what he was getting into.
Before then, this bitch had no problem with me. I don't even know. Skinny asked, I want to know the person. Who did she go after first that never went after her? Bitch, motherfucker. We didn't even know who her is. How can you go after a bitch that you don't even know who it is? The hoe went after me. The Yaya, the fake Clara Booker thing, the Yaya account went after me because of my friendship with Suge. So you're wondering, why didn't it go after Skinny? Now it all makes sense, right? Because Skinny was calling Suge the edited predator and putting edited predator and Gil in the same name. So no, the Beach Clara Booker account didn't come here to defend KB. That was a front. That was a front. All she cared about was getting back at at uh uh at Suge. Now you're gonna wonder what the fuck did Suge did to her. We don't know. Suge has to answer to that. According to Suge, this lady, this Yaya person from the conscious community was on his platform in 2021. From what I'm gathering, this Yaya, sister Yaya, and Suge, they seem to be on the same team once. Right? Suge is not just from this sector. He came from the conscious community. And he was over there exposing like Sinetta and people like that. I don't know enough characters to even talk about it without sounding ignorant. So I'm not even going to do it. So it was a front. She was fronting. It was to throw us off. She made it seem like she was here giving a fuck about KB and his brothers or anybody else. She don't give a fuck about nothing except getting back at Suge. That's what I'm gathering. Now, when did Suge know who to...
So how come Suge isn't putting her info out there? That makes no sense to me. If he wants to go at her now, wouldn't that be a great way to get her? Again, I'm just asking.
was and I don't know. He has to answer to this. I believe Suge knew way before he told us. Why did he keep it from her? I don't know. I'm not about to ask him. He has his own reasoning. I have no idea. When did Suge realize who this was? I believe Suge realized who this was when she started going live. Because then he can put the voice together. I don't care who you are. I knew the second she went live, I knew it was it was only about time. Only time until we found out who she was. Right? Nobody is gonna do all this and not want to get the credit. At the end of the day, psycho.
Okay, I'm back. Had to get a charger. My phone was on 9%.
Pats, serial killers go back to the crime. They go back to the scene because they actually want credit. They want credit. There's a serial killers will help the police and try to find the killer, knowing they're the killer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've already apologized to Gotti. If you scroll down my live videos, I don't have very many. This is a new channel. I've already done it. It's called integrity. No one needs to tell me to apologize. I've already told y'all, if I say something up here that is proven to be false, you do not. Now, you might have to remind me that I said it, right? I might forgot that I said it, but no one needs to ask me to apologize. If I did somebody wrong, if I said something that's not true about somebody, I'm not up here to lie. I don't do that. I don't need to lie. If I have to lie to beat you, I lost. If I have to cheat to win, I lost.
I agree. That's like with the so called war me and Arabia had. She feels like she won. I did try to say Khadijah was telling me things behind the scenes, but as soon as I started, I stopped. I couldn't go through with it. Arabia, on the other hand, till this day lies and lies and lies and lies. She's a pathetic piece of shit. But I went at her with the truth about everything but that little thing. And I stopped immediately right after I started. But she's still lying. So I do agree with you on that 100%.
Remember, I'm a basketball coach. If I have a cheat to win, I lost. I'm for the purity of the game. If I have to lie on you to win some kind of YouTube prize, I lost. I'm not lying on nobody. I really thought it was Gotti, and I gave you all the reasoning. I gave you all the reasoning. My biggest reason was, why would a channel that's here to defend KB of being unfairly attacked is gonna leave the biggest KB attacker alone? Why would a channel who's here to defend Kwame Brown and his brothers and his family leave alone Skinny, who said who faked wanted to go piss on his mama's grave? No one could answer that question. Now that question is answered, right? The bitch didn't give a fuck about no KB, and she still don't. Her only concern was to come here and use the KB angle, right? Oh, I'm gonna throw everybody off. Say I'm here to defend KB while I attack Suge, and no one's gonna figure it out, right? Because it looks like I'm defending KB, so they're gonna think I want to KB's people. Yeah, yep, exactly. Oh yeah, in the text, this dude sat there. Ladies and gentlemen, Skinny woke up one day and said, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send myself a fake text message pretending to be KB, wanting to suck my dick." Now, ladies and gentlemen, what kind of straight male even thinks about that? What kind of straight male
I don't know. I know women who would probably do that shit. I don't know.
texts himself that another man wants to suck his dick? So that ain't Yag? You telling me this dude didn't get violated in jail? We're talking about Skinny, who, by the way, Skinny did uh, 11 years in jail for robbing a crackhead of $13. That's correct. He robbed a crackhead with a BB gun at an ATM for $13 because the crackhead owed him money. Why bring that up? Yeah, and to say, yeah, Skinny told TJ he was gonna bust all over his face. Oh shit! Yes, the same Skinny who told Ty he was gonna shove his 13-inch dick down Ty's 3-year-old daughter's throat, who's now 5, by the way.
Whoa, what? Skinny did that? That's another one with pedophilic thoughts. What the fuck? Does everyone in this sector have some pedophilic background?
Who's doing awesome, monster. I'm happy. I'm happy for her. It's the same Skinny who told Armando he was gonna ejaculate on Nina, Armando's daughter at the time, 17-year-old's face and titties. Same Skinny, y'all.
Yo, Mr. Skinny's a fucking piece of shit too. I thought it was bad him and TY saying all that shit about Barbie girl Tina and whatever. and how far they would take it to try to prove she's a woman. Would they want to rape her? Would they need an autopsy to prove it? But this shit, oh my god.
Same skinny. Who told? No, I'm not gonna do the brown skin lady thing. It's too painful. I'm not even gonna go there. Nobody. What's going on, Mr. Skinny Yellow Tea? So that's normal for all you pause yag motherfuckers in Skinny's chat. So it's normal to come on YouTube and tell another man you're gonna bust in their face. But that ain't yag. That's cool. So let me get this straight. Supernova. I'm glad you brought this up. Supernova. Supernova says she's doing a series. Supernova's highly offended, right, by what Biz has done, as she should be, and she's doing a series on these predators and survivors, right?
Yeah, but is she gonna do something for all the predators or just Biz?
The same Supernova set for 2 years in Skinny's chat as he made fun of Toothless Tiger being molested as a child. Not only did he make fun of it, she made fun of it.
I'm sorry about that, Assater. I never did that, but I know you gotta go on the pillow proof. But I have kind of a feeling of what Toothless Tiger meant to you. I'm sorry.
Same Supernova that when Toothless Tiger passed, she went live talking shit and making fun of her molestation. But she now wants us to believe that she has seen the light and she's some kind of victim's advocate and she's gonna speak for the survivor.
No, she's not. No, she's fucking not. She is still the same piece of shit she's always been. Get the fuck out of here. She's not doing this for victims' rights because she doesn't care about the victims. She cares about sticking it to Biz and whoever else she doesn't like. Because if that was the case, she would be talking about the victims. And like everyone else, like they go at Lonnie and use facts as a weapon against her. Nobody talks about the little girls he lured there. Nobody really talks about, well, on that side or that sector or whatever you want to call it, about the little girl he raped. 13-year-olds don't always have a period. I had a friend, and yes, it was a friend. I got my period when I was 13, but she didn't get her period until 17. So this girl might have been prepubescent, and he did that shit to her? And how was she going to keep her mouth shut? Can anyone answer that? How was he going to keep the other girl's mouth shut? I haven't heard anyone, not one person talk about that. When Fax was done with them, was he just going to let them go? Or would he have done worse? Nope, but Supernova wants to concentrate on Biz. What, did Biz reject her fucking whole bag ass? Because that's what it seems to me like happens when a guy rejects a woman in this sector, the women go nuts. And not in a good way. They go nuts. I mean, look at Moonlight. As soon as Garrick said to her, I can't deal with your shit no more, he was a pedo. So I'm wondering, is that what happened with Supernova and Biz? Or is this just because Lonnie is in the takeovers chat and she's, I don't know what word she would use right now, but cool with Biz? She's not going to let that rule her life. So people are doing this as a way to get back at her too?
Why? Because she don't like bees. That's the only explanation I got. Because there's no way she could stand on nothing. She literally sat there, as skinny, made fun of Toothless Tiger, God rest her soul, being molested as a child. And she thought nothing wrong with that. And it was hilarious. So fuck you, Super, and fuck you, fake outrage motherfuckers. First of all, Biz ain't shit. Biz belongs under the fucking jail. But that doesn't. And you pedo protectors, Lonnie, you should be ashamed of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, Lonnie hates Sis so much. Lonnie hates Sis so much that she will defend a Biz just to get back at Sis.
Asataur, I know you don't want to hear about the paperwork, but none of the paperwork says he did nothing. He went for something, it didn't happen. He said something that, from what we can tell right now, seems like what he said is like a fuck you, not an invitation to do something. The girl was 19. If Biz did all that shit to her, flip her around, take her from behind, how come there was nothing said about him putting on a condom? That takes time. True, only a few seconds. But according to the paperwork, there wouldn't have been enough time for him to open a condom, put it on, pull her pants down, flip her over, do all this shit, and then before they were caught, or it was caught, or whatever, pick up the condom wrapper from the floor. Because that's what guys do. They rip it. They're in the middle of doing something. It goes on the floor 9 out of 10 times. And then what do you do with the condom? I didn't hear anything in the paperwork that a condom was found. Okay, maybe he didn't use a condom. There was no DNA. There were scratches on her down there. Was that by his nails? When you're arrested for this, they take something and go under your nails to see if there's any evidence under your fingernails. There was no DNA found. Okay, I know you have your feelings about this. You could be right. She could just be at the point right now. She hates Sis so much she's siding with Biz. I don't know. I really don't think so because I don't understand that kind of mentality. Like when Lonnie blocked Arabia, she ran to Sis and Sister T and Regina, crying to them, literally saying, I'll be on your side now. I don't understand that kind of mentality. I just don't. It could also be Lonnie is going by the paperwork. I don't know. Only Lonnie can answer that. Now you're free to voice your opinion, but I don't think that's it. Because she does like Sis. She has said it several times. She doesn't really pay him much mind. She'll go in his chat, she'll go on his panel, she'll mouth off. I don't know, I'm just saying.
That is what I'm seeing. Because there's no way she can like Biz. She's the one that tried to call and get Biz fired.
She did. I thought it was Kevlo and them. Biz was on a truck waiting to do salt spreading and plowing. Wasn't it Kevlo who was doing that? Unless there's another time Lonnie did it and I don't know anything about it, but I know Kevlo tried it. I know Biz showed text messages from his boss. Is that what you're talking about? You think that was Lonnie? Again, just asking.
This is the sickness we're dealing with in the sector. Lonnie hates Biz so much. She's willing to protect a pedo just so Sis ain't right. This is the fucking fuck shit that's going on in this sector. Because it ain't even, and it's not just because
And people won't really talk about facts over feelings and what he did because of some asinine fear of Regina, which I don't think Regina's anything to be scared of. I mean, yeah, she's bringing these RICO charges against everyone who talks bad about her. But what can she really do? Somebody needs to go after her. Somebody needs to do that. I don't want to hear she's an old lady. That old lady is causing trouble for too many people because she wants her slice of Kwame Brown's pie.
she likes 86K. And 86K Biz are doing a takeover together. Motherfuckers will excuse and look the other way on a dude who's on the registry for over 17 years because they don't like some other dude.
Okay, that I don't understand. I believe Biz should have kept looking for a way to get off that registry. Because according to the paperwork, what we know now, he didn't do anything. People can claim all they want. Well, intent, intent. Paperwork doesn't say intent. Paperwork says what happened. And all this bullshit about Armando Black and he didn't read anything, he did. He even clarified some things. But yeah, Lonnie does like Garrick. So maybe that's why she started to put up with Sis or whatever. But as for Sis getting off the sex registry, he said he was trying to show his son to take responsibility for something that he had done. I don't understand that if Biz didn't do anything. Maybe Biz thought all those years he did do something, and then all the paperwork came out. Because you got to remember, he was 17 when that first case happened. He might not have known or have been able to comprehend what he was being told. You don't know if he was being told everything. We just don't know. But the paperwork said something, and people went with it or didn't. I don't understand why Biz was still trying to, like, in a sense, take responsibility for something he did when he didn't do anything, unless he wasn't aware he really didn't do anything. He knew what he knew, but maybe he didn't know much about the investigation and was just getting told, take the plea so you don't spend so much time in jail, and hearing all the horror stories about jail. I don't know. We weren't there. But from the paperwork, and I know you don't want to hear that, Assater, but as far as the paperwork, Biz didn't do anything wrong. And it took this to get him off the registry. I want to know if Fax was on a registry for what he did to that 17-year-old and what he might have done to her 10-year-old siblings and to her 18-year-old girlfriend. He said it was brushing up against her at a park. It was an accident. No, he went with her to court and everything else. That's witness intimidation and witness tampering. But people are more concerned about Biz. Even before Fax did what he just did this past New Year's and March and whatever, even before that, people were just interested in getting Biz. And considering the demographic of this sector, maybe you can figure out why, Assater. You even say Biz looks white.
And y'all want me to have any kind of respect for people in the sector? I'm supposed to have respect for that shit?
No, but I would like you to calm down because I remember all the times I went back and forth with people, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good at all. They were having the time of their lives. I wasn't. So I'm just thinking you should calm down a little because you do have kids, and it would kind of be like bringing your work home with you. You shouldn't do that. Just calm down.
So we had a bitch come to YouTube, cause all kind of havoc in the name of fucking Kwame Brown. In all reality, she was just upset with Suge. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the weird part. It looks like
Fuck Kwame Brown. Fuck that motherfucker. How does everything lead back to him? How? People are starving in Africa. It's Kwame Brown's fault. Meghan Markle didn't make it in the fucking palace. That's Kwame Brown's fault. Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. That's Kwame Brown's fault. Oh, I stubbed my little baby toe on the chair that's sticking out from the kitchen table. That's Kwame Brown's fault. This is really getting on my nerves. Not everything is Kwame Brown's fault. Not everything revolves around Kwame Brown.
From what I'm gathering, I'm not into the conscious community, but from what I'm gathering, it looks like her and Shook once were on the same team. I'm talking about Yaya.
Okay, that could be possible. Him and Clara being from the same community, him knowing exactly who she is and whatever. They could have been on the same team. Who knows? It's plausible.
I'm willing to bet. First of all, this listening to this Clara Booker account, listening to Sister Yaya speak, you know exactly why she defends people like Biz. She's sick in the head. Everything sexual. I'm gonna tell you a quote. She was Kev shared a video.
Most of the people in this sector, everything is sexual. Asataur, Cornbread had some kind of sensual Sundays or something like that. Soulfly did. Clara does sometimes. I think the answer does. Most of the people in this sector are oversexed people. That's all that's on their minds, no matter what goes on. Haven't you realized that by now? I said before, I'm not looking for anybody. I'm just doing me, and that's it. I don't want a relationship, male or female. I don't want it. I don't want to go through that bullshit anymore. Sis tried to hint at I was fucking myself. No, I'm not fucking myself. That part of my life is over with. It died with my husband. Nobody can understand that because they're all over fucking sexed.
And I shared it. And in this video, she's openly saying that she's saying it's okay. She's saying that when she talks to men on the phone, she can hear them masturbating at the other end, and that's just normal, and that's what just men do. She says you can hear.
Uh, I've never heard that. Me and my husband never did anything like that. I never got the concept. Like dirty talk. I never got the concept of it. But I do know someone who put the phone by their twat because there was a guy on the other end she liked and let him hear that she was really wet and shit and that she had masturbated while on the phone with him. I don't get that. I never once masturbated on the phone with my husband. Not once. There was no dirty talking on the phone, which, again, DJ Cleveland, Asataur might not be willing to put up with that kind of bullshit. Not that I'm looking, I'm just saying you're fucking totally off the mark. But things like that happen. Maybe not in your life, but it has happened in other lives. I had another friend. We know this woman who on Facebook made a Facebook group with her name and calling it her playground. She'd put pictures of herself up topless, doing things to her breasts, all this other shit. And my friend was shocked. Two guys we knew were in that fucking page and watching her and looking at her. My thing was, this is what guys do. How do you think Playboy and Penthouse got so popular? And I think there was a magazine called Hustler. They didn't get popular because of women looking at that shit. So yeah, Assater, that could be a thing. I don't know, but it could be.
She said she was talking to her pastor, and on the other end, you can hear his voice changing, like getting his breathing became different. And then she excuses that, saying that well, people on the phone with her and they start masturbating, and she knows it and she's okay with it. These are sick motherfuckers. I am willing to bet that something was happened to this lady when she was young. Somebody did something to this lady.
And what if it did, Assater? Are you gonna be like everybody else and use that as a weapon? You didn't like it when Skinny did it to Toothless Tiger, which I'm not saying that was right. That's horrible and disgusting. But why are you doing that right now? Maybe something did happen to her. Maybe I'm the one that's in the wrong. Queen Regina thinks every woman has gone through something at a family barbecue. I didn't. The only thing I went through is I got bit by a dog I was told don't play with because it's old and cranky. Now, did something happen to me that shouldn't have happened? Yeah, but it wasn't, there was no penetration, there was no touching, but it was not at a family barbecue. Asseter, right now, you're kind of sounding like Skinny. Come on, Asseter, maybe something did happen to her. And we know a lot of the times when something is done to a kid when they're younger, it messes with them mentally about what's right and what's wrong when they're adults. But if she didn't mind it, she wasn't a victim. Again, she was an adult when this happened. It was up to her to handle it the way she wanted to handle it, and she did. You can't change the past or whatever, but bringing this up, Asseter, come on, you're sounding like Skinny right now.
For her to turn everything sexual. Everything is sexual. Everything, every conversation. Now you know why. Now you know why she's okay. She can openly defend a predator. Now you know why she finds nothing wrong with 86K, um, uh, being live, laying in his bed, talking to a woman and jerking off.
Okay, I heard about that. I thought he was just adjusting himself and he didn't realize he was live on air. I didn't see any of that. I have heard that Sis had the video on his panel and Garrick was saying he's showing me with my dick in my hand or whatever. I haven't seen any of that. And I can't say that Garrick is normal for that. I think that's a really piggy fucking thing to do. But we never heard of that happening before, and we never heard of that happening after. So it could be possible. I think it was Mercy T. It could be possible they had done video shit like that before, and he forgot he was. It wasn't like a video call. It could be. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I didn't see it. I don't want to see it. It's like they started calling DMD the butt naked streamer. that he got up and he wasn't wearing any pants. I fell asleep on that live. I didn't see shit, thank God. But you're right, that is a piggy thing that Garrick did. But he hasn't done it since. And it would stand to reason if he got away with it once, he would definitely do it again. And he hasn't. Maybe he's waiting for the right time. I don't know. But he hasn't. There are a lot of people in this sector who are repeat offenders, Assater. And just because you wouldn't do something doesn't mean they wouldn't. And it doesn't mean that that wasn't a mistake. I don't know. I didn't see the video. I can't say one way or the other he did it on purpose or not. I'm only just talking right now. But if he did it on purpose, he's a fucking pig. You can't change that. No one can change that. And if he meant to do it, he'll do it again. Look at Moonlight. How many times has she shown her boobs and her so called 19-year-old pum pum on air? Pig that she is. You don't know until it happens. You know?
And just rubbing his dick, pulling on his dick. Nothing wrong with it. Now you know why she can support Skinny when Skinny wants to shove his dick down a 3-year-old's throat. Now you know why.
Now that is horrible. He wants to do that. He's another fucking pedophile like TJ Brown. Allegedly. What the. I don't get it. What is the big thing about touching kids? I remember someone said that even watching kids in the park was wrong. Bullshit. I would love to go to the park and watch kids play and run around, jump around. I remember doing that as a kid. I remember my son doing that as a kid. Kids being able to go out, fresh air, even just taking some bread and feeding it to the pigeons. That was a wonderful thing then, and it would be a wonderful thing now. How would watching that and smiling and remembering all that stuff be anything close to pedophilia? How? But the assholes in this sector do and say whatever they want. And Assater, the only thing I could say is just stay away from them. Every time I'm listening to someone do a live, I'm in another tab doing something else. So even Lonnie could come out and do something. I'm not watching her as she's talking unless I'm involved in the chat. If I'm really involved in the chat, I'm watching the video. So I don't know if Garrick has done anything extra. But just stay away from these people if you don't want to be around them. Stay away from Garrick. Stay away from Biz. Stay away from Skinny. Just stay away at least for your own sanity, you know?
She doesn't. She wanted that dude, that doctor dude in the conscious community to come all over her, and she was speaking like this, like nothing.
Assater, have you not heard Soulfly's fucking shit? Did you not hear Cornbread shit? I didn't stick around for Cornbread shit, But everybody was flocking there when it was happening. The people in this sector, majority of them are oversexed. Now that could be from a young age because they were around oversexed people and didn't know the boundaries of you don't touch a child. But you can't clean up the sector, Assater. Even though it sounds like you want to, you can't. Self awareness tried that. Remember, clean up these YouTube streets? Where is self awareness? Where is your crazy cousin? I just saw Hollywood Cole the other day. Where is biracial Zaddy? Where is that banker guy? Where's Marilyn's musings? The meal ticket's still around, but he's a fucking douchebag and a wannabe. And also ran. The only way to clean up this sector is to get rid of YouTube. Have it completely extinguished from the internet. And you know what? Everybody would find some other place and do the same thing over again. So while I understand your frustration and your anger and your sickening feelings about what's going on in this sector, you're not going to be able to clean it, Assater. It's like all the good Trump is doing for America, that's like putting one of those round band aids on a giant gaping wound. It's only going to take care of a couple of things for a little while. There's too much damage.
You really do, Worldwide. The sick part, she was the whole thing was a front. She was never here. That's why it didn't make sense to me. That's why it didn't make sense to me. That's why I accused the innocent.
She was never here. Assater, if Clara Booker was never here, how is she here now? Is the person claiming to be Clara Booker right now not the original Clara Booker, and that Clara Booker is still in the bushes? Nobody knows who they are or whatever, and this woman just took it over and became Sheriff Clara and all this? Is that what you're saying?
Gotti of being it. Because why? Again, I'm gonna ask one more time. Why would a channel? And by the way, KB said the same thing. This channel, KB, you didn't have that question? KB, you're such a bitch. Yeah, I called you that. You're such a bitch. You're not gonna ask Clara. If you're here to defend me, Clara, how come you didn't go after Skinny? Because KB knew who it was the whole fucking time.
It's possible. It's also possible he didn't give a fuck. And why she didn't go at Skinny, I don't know. Maybe because Skinny was helping her with shit. Maybe she didn't care about Skinny one way or the other. But you don't know who knows who Clara Booker is. You don't even know if this woman really is Clara Booker. We don't know if Clara Booker really is a woman. What if Clara Booker is a bunch of people who was exposing people just using the same account? Are we ever really going to know?
That was the front. Get it? That was to throw us off. Skinny knew who it was. See, I never. You gotta listen to words. Skinny didn't say when I accused Gotti of being Clara. Skinny didn't say. He said I know for a fact. He didn't say I don't think that's Gotti. He said I know for a fact it's not Gotti.
And that could be because he knew Gotti. Not that he knew Clara, you know. Maybe he knew who Southern Gotti was. Maybe he met her. Maybe it was like a rainy thing with her. Maybe they spoke on the phone and the person who's Clara Booker now or claiming to be Clara Booker doesn't sound anything like her. You never know.
These bitch motherfuckers knew. This is why this is Rico. Motherfuckers paid another woman from a different state to get people fired, to call people and dox.
Yeah, you're going off on Clara Booker, but Regina's doing the same shit. Regina is paying Kevlo to go at other people. Regina was giving Fax money and is the reason why he went after Lonnie so hard because of Regina. If you're gonna call out one Asseter, call out them all. Just because you're cool with Shug, you said in this video that Shug knows who she is. So you can't just sit there and go because he knows who she is. He knows exactly who Clara Booker is. That's what you said. And I don't even see you going off on Shug, trying to get him to say whether or not this is actually Clara or not. Come on, Asseter.
Their families. They put mom bosses, kids, schools. They call it mom bosses school. The bitch called my school. This is illegal. And if they can prove,
Okay, that I don't like. I don't like kids being brought into it. I don't. But again, how do you know this Clara Booker is really Clara Booker? How does any one of us know? Clara Booker stayed hidden for so long. People were actually afraid of that Clara Booker account. What if the one who's saying they're Clara Booker right now truly is not that same person? Again, I don't know. I'm just asking questions. It's late. I'm tired. I don't want to go to bed yet. I want to actually watch a movie. But I will when I'm done reacting to your video.
now, if they can prove, if there's a trail where KB gave money for this, or Skinny or Mondo, this is the definition of Rico.
Asseter, what if Shug did that too? They're both from the conscious community. They both know each other. What if Shug gave her money for that too? That would make him part of this Rico thing too, wouldn't it? And what if it comes out that Shug did? Are you going to do the same thing you accused Lonnie and everyone else of doing? If it's someone you like, you'll overlook things?
That's why you're gonna see these cockroaches scatter now. This is why Skinny going live saying, "You guys don't know what doxing is." Oh, that's what she did is not doxing. It absolutely is doxing. Putting up kids at school as information, putting up pictures of kids.
Okay, actually, no. I don't think that's doxing. I think it's worse than doxing, way worse. But I think doxing is about the individual person's information. And in the beginning, it was their like cop records. What they had done illegally, that's originally what doxing was. It evolved into finding out the people's addresses, finding out their neighbors' addresses, their friends' addresses, their families' addresses, their kids' addresses, their grandkids' addresses. All this shit that's going on with Charleston White. Charleston White is going after a woman named Sarah Fields. Sarah Fields had a 6-year old and she was pregnant. And he wanted people to go after her, especially after she had her baby, to the point of wanting the hospital information out there so people could go and terrorize her about getting the baby in the hospital. I don't hear you calling that out. That's fucking horrible. How can a newborn defend itself at all? You're worried about Clara or this person who's saying they're Clara. And again, what if Suge paid her to do stuff or she paid Suge to do stuff? That would make him part of the Rico stuff too. And if it turns out that's true, would you call him out? Would you? Again, Asataur, I'm just asking.
Dude, Skinny didn't do that. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube guidelines have changed. If you go live and you want to put up a kid, you have to first um, establish that you're that person's parent. If not, it's an automatic flag. Automatic.
Well, I don't have to worry about that. I'm never putting my kid up. I'm never. No. No. Look at Moonlight going after him. That fucking piece of shit. I didn't go after her kid. She's the one who put her own kid out there. No, I won't do that.
You cannot film any child under the age of 18. That's not your own. I don't know why YouTube was late to do that. All the other platforms been done that. You cannot. By the way,
Maybe YouTube thought it was just common sense. But if you look at most of the people in this sector, they don't know what common sense is.
a couple of people got their channels taken down for showing their own kid because they didn't first establish that it was their child. Again, Mom Boss got doxxed, not for KB, because she was over there fucking with Suge. Ladies and gentlemen, show me.
So again, it kind of seems like all roads lead back to Suge. What if Suge did something that is part of this Rico stuff? What if? You're going hard against Clara, but remember you said they knew each other. So maybe they've both done the same things even where money is concerned.
Show me where I said anything negative about KB besides his basketball skills. Show me where I attacked KB. Show me. So I knew that the person coming after me was not based off KB because I don't talk about that motherfucker. I don't talk about him like that. I know this is a sector, but I speak on his lack of wanting to be a good basketball player. Because I come from a basketball point of view. I can critique the basketball player because I'm a basketball coach. I don't have to go to the personal shit. So I knew that this motherfucker, Clara, Yaya, Sister Yaya coming after me was not because of KB. Now it makes sense. It's because she thinking, oh, I'm over here. Hey, love, what's going on, Isaiah? She thinking I'm over here rocking with Suge. We hanging out. He in LA. He visiting LA and shit. and I'm over here kicking it with him. So that's what it was. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Right? I'm going with the angle that the channel is here to defend KB because that's what KB is saying, and that's what the channel holder is saying. Oh, she came here to level the playing field because all the people were talking about KB. No, she didn't. To level the playing field, she would have to go after Sister T. I mean, Sister T. She would have to go after Skinny. Isaiah, the Clara Booker account has been identified. S- Sister Yaya. She's a she's a she's a more from the conscious community. She basically got ran up out of the conscious community. And she figured, I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna get shook back. At the same time, I'm gonna build my channel, and then these idiots are gonna send me money. And that's what they were doing. This bitch couldn't give a fuck about no KB, nothing like that. Nothing. Finally, yeah, we got her. They got her voice. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I said that. She can't even deny it's not her. Literally, it's her voice. Way too much evil, and people are excusing it.
Well, secrets of the Yaya sisterhood.
People are excusing it, saying, "Oh, we don't know the definition of doxing. What she did is not doxing." Uh, you got to go to Kev Lowe's live. I'm not. I don't want to say her name on this. I don't want to get flagged. It's this. It's this bitch from the conscious community. The Sister Yaya, and she had a problem with Suge going back then. Okay, then don't look at it. What the fuck? You asked who it was. I'm telling you who it was. It's the girl in my picture. That's who it is. It's my motherfucking thumbnail. Yeah, bro. Yeah, reach for it. Uh, you want to hear the weird part?
Sure, go ahead.
Kev has an interview. Kev did an interview with the girl's uncle. Bro, she spilled the beans. This girl's so nuts. You know the Sherry person? Bruh, that's her sister, dog. Dog, she's using her sister's name. She has 3 different aliases she uses. Reach for it. She crazy, bruh. Like she's really she's been sued before. She's been taken to court. Apparently according to her, she won. If you say so, bro. I mean, we just found out. We just found out. I'm a man of my word. I already said what I was going to do. I'm going to do to her what she did to me.
Ooh, Asataur, did you go away?
My
No.
bad, y'all. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, reach for it. Worldwide. Can you hear me? I got a phone call, y'all. I have to go for a second. But yeah, man. I appreciate it. You guys figure, I'm gonna do to her what she did to me. She made me and my kids feel unsafe, right? By putting up the address of my kids, right? By putting up the address, by putting up a fucking thing.
I'm sorry your kids were exposed like that. I don't like that. I truly don't. Because there are people out there who would hurt the kids. I'm sorry.
saying call ICE and get me deported, right? These is illegal, y'all. Especially here in Cali. That's illegal. Harassing, calling someone's job, illegal. So, like I said, I'm gonna do to her what she did to me, bro. I'm gonna make her feel unsafe. You guys figure out what I mean by that. I'm gonna make her feel unsafe, like she made my family feel,
You're going to terrorize her.
just straight like that. So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, Clara Booker's been found out. Is this lady from the conscious community who has a problem with Suge? Me too. Me too, bro. She had a problem with Suge. No, she was not here defending KB. That was a front. That was a cover to throw us off. Threw me off. She threw me off. I fucking accused an innocent girl, Southern Gotti, of being Clara. Right? Again, I did not understand why there would be a channel here to defend KB from being attacked, but the biggest attacker of KB was untouched. I couldn't get past that. Why was there a channel who's here to defend KB, but the number one attacker of KB, Mr. Skinny, was untouched? In fact, while she is defending KB to others, she's in Skinny's chat as Skinny is disrespecting KB. Make this shit make sense. So I'm like, oh, that's Gotti. That's Gotti. Gotti lived in Georgia. Gotti had the means and the way. That's why I reached for it, because Skinny was going after Suge just as hard as. Remember, Skinny had turned his attention to Suge. Skinny got jealous of Suge and Gil. Skinny got jealous that Suge was able to make actual money with Gil, right? Because Suge has a talent and Skinny doesn't. It's that simple. Skinny got jealous, started calling Suge Predator Editor and putting his name and Gil's name in the same shit.
Asataur, Tommy Sotomayor exposed Suge years and years and years ago. Suge had said something about he wanted to move to, I think it was Thailand, because the legal age of consent there was 12 years old. And this was back when you could see everyone that someone was following on YouTube. 99% were really, really young girls. So, Suge, as much as you like him, is not this wonderful guy. He has pedophilic tendencies too and thoughts. If I gotta say allegedly, allegedly. Why Tommy Sotomayor was working along with him at one point? Probably to fuck people over. I never said Tommy Sotomayor was a god or this benevolent being either. But it really does seem like you might have rose colored glasses on when it comes to Suge.
That's right. That's right. I am. I need to talk to Suge. No, he don't need to answer nothing to me, right? His answer could be, "Yo, this channel was attacking me. What the fuck does it got to do with you?" But bro, the channel started attacking me too, bro. So
If Suge is involved with this particular Clara, or if this is the real Clara, I don't know. But if he is involved, he may not want to tell you anything Because he may be involved in some shit he shouldn't be involved in.
Sugar bragging that he knew for a minute now. He didn't want to tell us. That's a little fucked up. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that, bro. I need a little bit more explanation than that. Oh, if I would have told.
And he might say, Asataur, who the fuck are you that I have to explain anything to you? I'm just saying he's only gonna say what he wants to say when he wants to say it, and if he doesn't want to say anything, he's not going to. And you questioning him might piss him off, and then there might be a back and forth between you two.
Told y'all, you guys wouldn't have done nothing anyways. What the fuck? Well, you don't know that, bro. I believe I don't believe Suge knew right away, right? Because who the fuck would think that? But I believe once the bitch went live, by the bitch I'm talking about, the sister Yaya, the Claire Booker channel. Once the bitch went live, I think Suge found out who it was. He heard the voice. He was able to put two and two together, and he found out who it was. Yeah, Gil. Yeah, Gil knew. I don't know when Gil knew. See, reach for it. I already talked about this. I don't know if Gil was the one that told Suge, and it was Gil's resources, or
You know Gil. Why aren't you giving him more of these questions? He's not willing to say who Clara actually is. Okay. But maybe there are questions you should be asking Gilbert Arenas, that might help you out a lot more. It just depends if you know the right questions to ask and if he's even able to do that now with everything that's going on with him.
Suge was the one that figured it out and told Gil, and Gil was the one that told me. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not happy about it. I'm not. I don't know why a motherfucker would have know this information and not tell us. If I'm moving,
Asiter, because he might have done some of that illegal shit too and doesn't want to be found out. That's the simplest answer to your question.
Moonlight, I'm pissed as fuck, right? Moonlight and Suge rock with each other. Well, I know what I'm gonna do, and I'm not about to share this. Reach for it here. I already said what I'm gonna do. People are gonna do according to Mom Boss. She's filing a report. Um, according to uh Queen, she's filing a report. According to Sister T, she's filing a report. So, but I can't. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I can only speak for myself.
And it could be Clara Booker has shit on all of them and they're trying to figure out a way to get her before she can get them. It's a possibility. Or maybe they just don't like someone who's better at the things they were doing than they were. Maybe there's a jealousy factor. Again, I'm just asking.
Am I saying like the second Shook found out he should have came breaking news? Let me tell the whole sector who Claire Booker is. I ain't saying that, right? He could have at least hit a motherfucker in the back end and let him know, yo, man. So listen, I already knew, right? I did my due diligence. I did my part. I'm not gonna go along with a lie. I don't work like that. I don't give a fuck.
Who should he have hit up behind the scenes? You and only you, Asiter? This whole video, you sound like you've been betrayed by someone. I understand your kids were doxxed, and believe me, there is nothing I will ever say or think or feel that will make that right in my eyes. No. And it shouldn't be like that in anyone's eyes. No. I really believe kids should be left out of it unless kids are of age, they're adults, and they're doing shit to you too. And if you're going back and forth with them, you could say, you fucking bitch, you fucking da 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 da. But I don't agree with this doxing whatsoever, especially of kids. And I am sorry that happened to you. But it sounds like it's more than that there's a lot more behind it than just your kids getting doxxed.
I don't give a fuck if the lie helps me. It doesn't help me because I'm lying. You understand that? I don't want to win based off of a lie. I'd rather lose. I'd rather tell the truth and lose than tell.
At this point, Assater, I think you have to look at the lies and look at the truth and try to figure out if some of the truth is actually lies and if some of the lies is actually the truth. And quite frankly, I think you're going to make yourself sick over it. I can hear it in your voice. And maybe you need to decide whether or not it's worth it. No, not saying what happened to your kids isn't worth it, but they have been doxxed. They're out there. Just make sure you protect them more than ever. Do whatever you can now because their info is out there, you know?
Tell a lie and win. Because in my mind, I gotta live with me. That's what y'all don't understand. I gotta live with me. I gotta be able to put this fucking head, that this shit that's going on inside my head, on a fucking pillow and be able to go sleep at night. And coming out here and accusing someone of something, knowing that I'm doing it on purpose, I can't do that. So the second I found out, I could have. You don't think I could have found out it was not Gotti and not say nothing? I could have said on that news. I didn't have to come over here and apologize to Gotti. No one was asking me to. In fact, that wasn't even part of the conversation. No one was trying to find out who it was. But I couldn't be with me, knowing that. Reach for it. I can see how you can say that, bro. I can see how you can say that. People here, I'll just talk because some things have happened, but not nearly enough for people to believe it. No, legally, I don't listen. I don't even know if legally. I'm not a lawyer, right? The bitch apparently has been done this, and according to her, I'm talking about Sister Yaya now, the Claire Booker account. According to her, she's been taken to court before, and the judge threw it out because I guess they looked at it as a back and forth. I honestly don't know what is really considered doxing or not, right? You know the definition, like I guess somebody's social, that's obvious, right? Putting up somebody's kids where they go.
No, the original definition, Assater, had something to do with your criminal record or history like that. People kept taking it a step further and a step further and a step further and a step further because they wanted to terrorize the people they didn't like and that they were going after. But originally, it was just about your criminal record or your criminal history.
Go to school. Is what is that? I know people do that to celebrities all the time. Is that really? I don't know.
At this point, it is. If you're happy, here's the celebrity, you have all the information on the celebrity. Why would you want to harass the celebrity's family to get dirt on the celebrity? Why would you want to go after the celebrity's kids, nieces, nephews, grandkids? Like I said with that Charleston White shit, the way he was talking, he wanted the people to go after Sarah Field's newborn baby, to harass a mother in that vulnerable state while she was still in the hospital. This is how some people are, even where celebrities are concerned. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it's right. But you have people who are that much of pieces of shit that will do that, and trying to figure it out, you're just going to make yourself sick and crazy.
I mean, is that public information? I don't know. Is it stalking and harassing? Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you put some kind of cease and desist? Yes. Can you possibly get a PTO? Maybe. Maybe. Depends. But I don't know. I'm not going no legal route. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not. There's no lawyer that I'm about to call for this. This is not a legal thing for me. I already told you. I'm gonna make her feel how she made me feel unsafe. Now you figure out what that means. You figure out what that means.
It means you're going to terrorize her the way you
I'm
felt
not about to incriminate
terrorized.
myself. And I'm for eye for an
You just did incriminate yourself, Asataur. So if things happen, if something happens to her, they can go right after you because you have put it out there. You've put it out there. It may not be right, but this is what you did. And you're already announcing you're going to do this to her. You're already announcing it. So you're already announcing you're going to do to her what she did to you, which you're claiming what she did to you and your family were crimes. You're already saying you're going to do crimes to her. Just be careful, Lassiter.
eye. I don't know. Reach for it. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm not. Don't know the law. Don't know about nothing about suing nothing. I'm not. I'm just saying. I believe for eye for an eye. She's gonna. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna make her feel how she made me feel, which is unsafe. Exactly. But ladies and gentlemen, no. If you guys thought this was my video to apologize, I already did that, yo. I don't need a Lonnie who if I got if Lonnie's asking for people, Lonnie talks out of her ass every fucking day. She literally makes shit up and then goes back. The bitch gets drunk, makes shit up. Then she goes, I stand on it. Yeah, I said what I stand on it. 100% lies. She might come back and say 10 lies and correct one thing.
I haven't seen that. A lot of the things she has said, I've seen and I know what she's saying is true. She said she was wrong about one thing, she put it up on her wall to say she was wrong. She took accountability for it. She said she was wrong. That should be enough. But it's not. It's like people want a whole lot more. she said to you, you should give Southern Gotti an apology. All you had to say to her was, I did. It's in a video. It's in my videos. Go look. It wasn't that long ago. That's it. But I haven't. There's a lot of things Lonnie talks about. I don't know who she's talking about because she goes into different people's chats that I've never been to. I've never even tried to go to. I'm not subbed up to these people. So you may be right. She may do these things to some people. I'm just saying, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it at all.
So no, I don't need a Lani or Skinny to tell me I need to apologize, right? Um, First of all, you apologize for you. You don't apologize for somebody else, right? I didn't apologize to Gotti for Gotti. I don't know.
No, you apologize because you feel bad and you want to show that person some kind of respect. So it is some kind of mutual thing, whether the other person accepts it or not. It's not just about you.
Gotti. I told y'all Gotti had never done nothing personal to me. Uh, no, she's nuts. She's nuts. Her and Mondo are just alike. Just lying motherfuckers. Again, this is not a video to apologize to Gotti. I already did that. I already did that. Like probably over a month ago. I don't have very many lives on this channel. All you gotta do is go look at it. I did that. And no, no one needs to ask me to do it. Did it on my own. I did it on my own. Once Gil told me it wasn't Gotti,
And again, Assater, from the information she had at that moment, she felt you should apologize. I don't know if you've had a fight. I don't know if you've had an argument. But if that's all she said, all you had to say is, I did. It was on a video I did about a month ago. Go look. Then, if she would go on like, oh, I'm not going to look, I think you should just do it, then that's a different story. But if you did, you have the proof. I guess there you go, you know?
I came on this motherfucker and told y'all. I don't know. Because it's all about who you like. Reach for it. Let's talk about Mondo real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys keep going down the rabbit hole of Mondo. Same fucking rabbit hole. By the way, now that Shiri person makes sense now, huh? That Shiri person that was texting, that was emailing people, that's Clara Booker's sister.
I don't know who this Shiri person is. And Shiri could also be Sheree, just a pronunciation thing. But I don't know who this person is. I don't think I've ever seen that name in any chats.
Their name, y'all. Hey, reach for it. The crazy part about all this is, according to I sounded believable to me. I have to say, according to Kev was interviewing Sister Yaya's uncle. Man, he spilled all the beans, bro. She's been doing this for a minute. She's mentally ill.
What if, just what if, Assater, just what if Because I haven't heard her confirm anything or deny anything. What if that's not her uncle? What if they're totally off the mark? Kevlo is looking to harass a bunch of women to get info on Clara Booker. What if it's not her family and he's just looking to harass women? Again, Asiter, I don't know. I mean, I was awake for some of I'm sorry, Damn D's chat last night, and he asked Clara if it was true. I didn't see her respond in the chat, and I didn't hear Damn D say she responded. Has she responded saying that that is her uncle and that they are going to be talking to her sisters? Again, Asiter, I'm just asking. Honest to God, I'm just asking.
According to the uncle, um, her stepdad fucked her up. Her stepdad abused her, bro. She's using actual family members' names. Remember when? Remember when the sector thought it was Sherry, and everybody came out, including Bees. That's an old woman. Leave her alone. She has nothing to do with this.
No, honestly, I don't remember. I might not have been paying attention, but no, I can't remember seeing the name Sheree or Sherry or Shiri or whatever. I, I don't remember.
Man, this shit's wild, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mondo. Not only did Mondo lie and not read all the paperwork, he came on YouTube and demanded an apology for Biz. Imagine.
He read all the paperwork. He also gave all the paperwork to a couple of people. What Kevlo is mad about, Asiter, that that Armando Black didn't put out there was the victims' names. Now, according to Armando Black, he did say them when it was live, but then he went back later and took that out because he didn't want to get in trouble with the law. Kevlo wanted the victims' names. He doesn't want to read paperwork. He wants Armando Black to just say the victims' names to make it easier for Kevlo to go find these women and harass them now about something that they may have healed from completely or even somewhat. Kevlo is a fucking predator, Asseter. Where women are concerned, he is a fucking predator. But that's what Kevlo was bitching about when he was on that live with Armando. That Armando didn't put the names of the victims out there. Swear to God, Asseter, that's what he was looking for. That's what he said was Armando didn't put out all the paperwork information. Kevlo wanted Armando to say the victim's name so that lazy motherfucker wouldn't have to read paperwork and he could go harass women.
Imagine hiding information from the sector, right? This guy hid information. He did not. First of all, he told us that she was 15 and he was 13. Not that it's any better, but it's definitely worse.
Who was 13, Assater? That girl in the home was 19. 19. And considering a guy had just left her before Biz got there, of course she would be mentally unstable if something had just happened to her. And I'm not defending Biz right now, I'm just going by what I heard from the paperwork. A lot of people are on the sex offender registry who didn't do anything. There are a lot of people on that registry who just thought they were going to have a good time, fucked a woman, and found out later the woman wasn't a woman, she was a young girl. When I was 11 years old, people swore I was between 21 and 23 years old. Now, yes, that had a lot to do with my weight, but I was also overly developed. When I was 9 years old, people were saying I should have been wearing a bra. Okay, so, Asseter, the only thing we can go by is the paperwork. And Kevlo didn't like the idea Armando Black omitted the victims' names. That's what that was. He is on video saying it. It is now a video, not a live, and it is up there. That's what Kevlo was talking about Armando not putting all the paperwork out there.
He didn't read all the shit.
Yes, he did.
Then, not only did he not read it, he came back saying we all need to apologize to Biz because he didn't touch nobody and it was just words. A 22-year-old man trying to coerce a 13-year-old child to touch their dick isn't.
Okay, so you're talking about the second case. Armando Black is getting all the paperwork on that, and then we'll know. We're only going by what we hear now. But if it turns out Biz did do something, I will be the first one to block his motherfucking ass. I swear to God, Asseter, I will. I don't want to know nothing from Biz at that point. Not that we're friends or nothing, we're not. All we do is say hi to each other in chat. Like you go in chat, you see names, Hi, Sandra Davis. Hi, Clara. Hi, Julia Graham. Hi, Demia Lewis. Hi, Barbie Girl Tina. You know, hi, Biz. But once all that paperwork comes, we'll really know what's going on. I thought those two girls were 15. And yeah, it doesn't make it any better. But even if you were to say to them, yo, fuck you, that could be taken as a sexual assault nowadays. You may not think so, but go look it up. In different states, yeah, yeah, even that.
Just words, y'all. And if it's just words, I would never say, I hope this happens to your child, because I will be just as sick as you. If you have a child, especially a daughter, and you are okay with a 22-year-old man trying to get a 13-year-old to play with his dick,
No one said they were okay with it. The way it's sounding, he said to these girls, "Yo, suck my dick," as meaning like, "Go fuck yourself. Oh fuck you." Okay. Now, if it turns out we're wrong, I believe a shitload of us are going to change our attitude towards Biz. But from what we've heard now, just up till now, it wasn't like a solicitation thing. Maybe with the paperwork, all the paperwork, even after the investigations and whatever, it might be something different. But we can only go by what we know now. You can say you feel this, you feel that. But honestly, you could be wrong, just like we could be wrong.
Then you're a sick motherfucker. Dimple D, you're sick. CC, you're sick. It was just words. Really? I wonder if it would just be words if it was your daughter. A grown ass man. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Biz has different dates he did this. If this was like a one time where
Okay, I would like to know that, Assater, because I'm under the assumption it only happened one time. And that there was another time he went and talked to the girls with his boss, you know, and it was to get them on tape saying they were lying. Now, if there are other multiple times, I would like to know. Honest to God, I would.
a group did this, right? You could be like, the dude had a mental breakdown and said some stupid shit. This dude did this multiple times to multiple kids. Multiple.
I want to see that multiple times to multiple kids. I want to see that. I'm not saying you're wrong, Assater. I want to see this. For my own sanity, I want to see this.
Dates. But it's all cool. It's all good. Cause the guy has Bitcoin. He got money. Hey, hey, who cares?
Money don't mean shit, Assater. And even Biz said he looks like a millionaire on paper. To me, that doesn't say he is a millionaire. And it's not about his money. I think he's an asshole for being bougie and showing it off all over the place. Oh, look at these $200 sunglasses or whatever. Stop putting out what you have. You put out all the shit you have, the good shit, that makes you a target for these motherfuckers. But for my own sanity, Asseter, I would like to see these multiple times, multiple kids, all different times. I really would like to see that.
If he tried to get a 13-year-old to play with his dick when he was 22? He lives in a $500,000 house. Man, he drives a drop top Benz. Fuck it. Fuck it. That he tried to that he raped a sexually a mentally challenged person. Ladies and gentlemen,
The DNA said he didn't do that. And remember, there was a guy who had just came from doing something either to her or with her and told Biz, yo, this girl's giving it away for nothing. Where is that other guy? Was that because he knew the girl was going to call for help or something? And at that point, Biz might have been there to be the scapegoat? I don't know. From the paperwork we read, there was no DNA. And Biz was gotten before he'd even touched her. I'm not saying a 16-year-old can't rape a 19-year-old. I am not saying that in no way, shape, or form. What I am saying is the paperwork didn't say he did anything. And Armando Black said it's what turns up by the time you go to court. Because after then, all the investigations have been done. It's not the initial report.
If you ever worked with people who have mental issues, a 19-year-old girl with mental issues might as well be 9-year-old.
Oh, ho, 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 Assater. We don't know what was wrong with her. Not every case of mental illness or whatever just automatically makes them a 9-year-old. There are different things, there are variations. Like with autism, there isn't just one kind of autism. Like cancer, there isn't just one kind of cancer. So to just say, oh, she had mental issues and that made her like a 9-year old, you don't know what was wrong with that girl. For a while, dyslexia was considered to be a mental condition, not a learning disability or anything like that, a mental disorder. So, right then and there, you can't say this shit, Assater, because you don't know.
Reach for it. I don't know. Like she has a she moves a lot. Reach for it. She's been doing this, bro. She does this like years. She's been like harassing people for years, stalking. She stalked that Dr. E dude. Bro, she's a professional stalker. She has she's so good at it. She has aliases. Her name spelled differently. 3, 4 different ways. Dog, she's a real life fucking chameleon. There's so many addresses on her, bro. So many different places she lived. Supposedly somewhere in the Midwest. But she got real life issues. Like she's really mentally ill. Who else would do this? Who else would do this?
And if that mentally ill thing, she's like 9 years old, you're talking about Clara Booker, there aren't many 9-year olds who could go and find out the information she's finding out. They don't have the mental capacity to know what agencies to go for, what to investigate, who to call, who not to call.
Attack people who we don't. I don't know the bitch. Don't know her. Said nothing about her. Don't know the bitch. Don't even know she existed. I'm not in the conscious community. My only offense was the that Suge got close with Gil. The dude came out here. I chopped it up with Suge. We smoked one, dog. That's my only offense. What do you think? Miss 504 did the same fucking thing. Reach for it. Miss 504 ain't shit. I didn't say nothing to that bitch. And I'm not gonna call Lady DJ, God rest her soul, but she did the same thing, bruh. Dog, I woke up the day after I hung out with Suge, and I was public enemy #1. I'm like, what the fuck is this? That's how I knew motherfuckers didn't like Suge. Before then, I had an idea, but I didn't know. No, bro, I didn't know I was gonna wake up and Miss 504 was gonna go live talking shit, and I was gonna be not ain't shit motherfucker, Lady DJ talking shit. All because I had a smoke with the dude. So my family gets doxxed, and I get doxxed because because uh because I smoked the shoot. I had a blunt with the dude. That's what we do it. Told me that bitch ain't crazy. Stalkerish. I'm willing to bet. Reach for it. Everything about this lady is called sexual. I'm willing to bet she wanted some dick from Suge, and Suge turned her down because she is. Let's just say she has no room to talk.
Who, Asataur? Right now you're talking like everybody else. Are you talking about 504 or are you talking about Clara? Just please make it clear.
About Soulfly.
Now, Soulfly.
According to her uncle, she's 5'2", 280. I'm just gonna leave that there. We talking about a big back. Now you know why she went so hard at Soulfly. She sees herself in it. Real life mental issues, bro. Yeah, well, I see that. Well, I mean, you're right. It is par for the course, I guess. This weird ass sector, bro. God damn, that was a fucking damn shit. You should have told me, dog. You should have told me, hey, ass. Are you sure? Are you sure you want me to press this play button or go live button? Cause you know, motherfuckers gonna make videos about you now that you're here. I would be like, God damn, shit. So I should have lied and shit. Suge was a nice dude. He has this weird ass positive aura around him. You're gonna be like, what's weird about that? I don't know. The dude has this like, he's a good dude. I don't know what to tell y'all.
So, again, it's all about who we like, and you're no different, Asataur. You're no different. You smoked with him, you hung out with him, you think he's a good dude, so now you're trying to, like, defend him. But what if shit came out about him? Would you still feel the same way?
You want me to lie? He lying about his height though. I just like I'm just fucking around. I'm only doing that because he tried to do me dirty. He tried to say he was taller than me. He tried to throw me. I was just fucking with y'all. I don't even shit, man. Damn, shit, you should have told me, bruh. God damn. I was wondering. I'm like, God damn. Like, I don't really even talk about KB like that, right? I might react to somebody like somebody else reacted to, like if it's big news. But I don't. I'm not up here like day after day, like a motherfucker like Skinny or somebody else talking shit about KB. Why am I in this bitch's radar? Now it makes sense. Bitch don't like Suge. So now I'm public enemy number one. Thanks, Suge. Thanks, motherfucker. God damn.
I wasn't even aware you knew who Suge was. So I don't know if she did. And thank God this video's almost over because I'm really, really tired.
Shit. Maybe she was jealous. Like she wanted to be over there smoking a blunt with Suge. But how can I get mad at her when Miss 504 did the same shit. Bro, I woke up and I was
But you're going off on her like the hammers of hell.
all kind of assholes. I said, asshole, what did I do? Oh, you was over there talking shit about me with Toothless. Then bitch, why didn't you make a video then? Why did you wait until I hung out with Suge to make the video? Oh, that's the excuse you're using. Oh, talk about you over there with you smoking with a predator. What the fuck? Fuck is y'all? Ooh, how does it feel to share a blunt with a predator? The fuck are y'all talking about? Your ass is over there. It's COVID time. Y'all should have had your own blunt. What the fuck?
Asataur, do you realize Lonnie goes through the same shit? How does she feel knowing she sucked a pedophile's dick and she put it on video? She says that was her husband. A lot of people still believe it was facts. So the same thing you're talking about, Lonnie went through. So, you know, can you please just, chill out a little bit? Just a little?
This fucking Monday morning quarterbacks and shit. Y'all watching awfully close. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Sitting all close to each other. Shit. But yeah, y'all. Exactly, bruh. Exactly. Worldwide. It was had nut. That's what I'm trying to tell you. KB was a front. This bitch don't give a fuck about KB because if she did, why would she not attack the person that was attacking KB the most?
Maybe she only wanted to go after certain people. She doesn't have to go after everybody that you or anyone else thinks she should go after. You know? People had told me once, why didn't I say anything about Shabazz Ali? I liked Shabazz Ali. I remember going into his chat saying, if you have a couple of dollars, go buy some board games and make like a family game night to try to get you and your family to have some quality time together. But why didn't I go after him for something he did? I wasn't aware he did anything. And if I'm going after one person, why do I have to go after another? You know? Same thing.
Which is skinny. She don't give a fuck about KB. She don't give a fuck about no biz. She was just using that as a front so we don't figure out who she is. Right? If we knew right away, right? Okay, this person is not a defender of KB. She just don't like Suge. Then, like, I'm sure Suge would have figured it out sooner. If Suge thought that this was a person from his past, right, or from the conscious community, I'm sure he could have figured it out sooner. But we all fell for it. Oh, this person is here because KB's bitch ass said it. That's why I believe it's the play. Well, maybe he believed it, right? Maybe Clara made him believe it because of who she was attacking. But she had her own agenda. And her agenda was Suge. Now, listen, I don't know what Suge has done to this lady. Suge has done some fucked up ass shit. Suge could have done nothing, right? I don't know. Suge can only answer this. Suge is being very secretive about this. I do believe that he does have some things up his sleeve that he's going to use, I guess, for his own content. Well, I guess I understand. This is YouTube after all, right? But I don't appreciate, I would love to know when Suge figured out who it was. I actually do need to know that. I am feeling a certain way about it. The more I think about it, like if Suge knew, like knew, long time ago, this fucked up.
Asataur, why don't you, like a lot of people do in this sector, why don't you interview Shug and ask him all these questions and see if he'll answer? You know, you two are cool with each other. You smoked a blunt together. You hung out a little bit. Why not do that? You know, you like each other and whatever, so it wouldn't be like a confrontational thing. Why don't you go ask him and see if you could set that up, and maybe you'll get the answers you need.
I'm gonna need some answers, Gil. I don't appreciate that shit. Now, the only saving grace is that obviously the channel was attacking him more. What up, Miguel? No, I don't know, bro. The only saving grace is like, why would I be more madder than him when the channel is named after his mom, right? But if he knew who it was months and he was just going along with it, that's fucked up too, bro. I'm not feeling that shit, not at all. Now, if he found out when she started going live, which is like what, couple of months, if he found out when she started going live like a couple of months, I can excuse that. But if this motherfucker knew like a year ago or some shit, nah, I'm gonna have a problem with that, bro. If it comes out that Suge knew like before she started going live and Suge knew, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with this. This is not gonna be okay with me. Now, what am I gonna do about it? I don't know, but I'm not. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool at all, bro. But more information is gonna come out. I'm sure Sugar's gonna go live and talk about it some more. That wasn't it. Um. So yeah, yeah. I'm giving you guys a little update on what's gonna crack in with me. Um. Yeah, Greg, talking about. Let me talk about my other part. If you joining in, all you rabbits want to hear about your king. Um. There's this dude named Yag Greg. We call him Yag Greg, Big Greg, and
I call him Micro Dick because I think he's got to be compensating for something, calling himself Big Greg.
he I guess saw Sis talk about me in the chat, and he came up with his own conclusion that Sis robbed me. Ladies and gentlemen, I was in Sis's chat. I made a comment that got timed out. I sent Sis a $5 cash app, letting him know that motherfuckers are sensitive, timing me out. Sis responded back to me in this chat saying that if I don't want to get timed out, I should go green, and basically saying that his chat has free reign to time me out if I'm not green.
No, what he's saying is you want to talk in my chat, you got to pay. Douchebag motherfucker.
And then yeah, Greg thinks that Sibs robbed me. No, I don't know how I don't know how a motherfucker robs me when I open up my own phone, went to my own cash app, sent $5 to a motherfucker out of my own free will. And so what was the robbery part? What did Sis agree to give me and didn't give me? Like, well, how did he rob me? I'm just wondering. But that's the story, y'all. Apparently, if yeah, Greg, if it makes him feel better to think that Sis robbed me for $5, then he can go ahead. But I sent Sis $5 to let him know that motherfuckers was getting timed out. Shit. But that's it, y'all. I, I do gotta go. Uh, I don't need, again, I didn't need nobody to tell me to apologize, right? I found out that this Clara account was not Gotti, and I made my apology video then. If you guys want to hear me apologize, go watch that video, right? Um, I gave you my reasoning, right? I did not understand why the biggest Kwame Brown violator would be spared by a channel who's here to defend Kwame Brown from people violating him. Like, I didn't understand that. My only explanation was that it's Gotti, right? Somebody that fucks with Skinny, and somebody that used to live in Brunswick or still lives in Brunswick. Someone that had inside information on all of the shit that the channel was sharing, as far as, like, Kevlo's fights, and uh, the person knew inside information on uh, ears and some of the shit that went on. So, you know, I was wrong, and I apologized. But I was like tricked to be wrong, right? So again, the channel, the Claire Booker channel was never here to defend KB. That was a front, because then he would have attacked the person that was attacking KB the most, and that's why I couldn't understand, and that's why I said what I said. But now that we found out who the person is, it makes sense, because the vendetta isn't to defend KB, right? The vendetta is that she's can't stand Suge. Shit, I don't want to talk politics, broski. But hell no, I ain't ready. I really don't, bro. I touched on a little bit of politics earlier, but I don't, man. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this red, blue. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this shit. It's fuck all y'all. Fuck all you politicians. I feel you reach for it. I feel you, bro. I totally get it. But I'm underwhelmed by the same old bullshit with politics. Fuck them, bro. I'm here to tell y'all, it's the same. Listen, they go in a room, they're all buddy buddy.
Okay, it seems like this is really the end of Asataur's video. Again, well, damn, 3.5 hours. Can I talk? Um, yeah, Asataur, try to see if you can get an interview with Shook, or even just if you two talk behind the scenes, maybe you'll get some of the answers you're looking for. I got a feeling you won't, but you never know. I still say, like towards the end of this video, you said to people, well, people can just go and look at you. You should have said that to Lonnie and just left it alone. But I don't know what was going on in that situation. I don't know if you were antagonizing her or if she was antagonizing you. I don't know. But it seems like it was just a simple thing that got blown out of proportion. That's just from what I'm seeing right now. And I do hope you can work it out.